Welcome to Strategy Unlocked, powered by Business Navigators.
Welcome to Strategy Unlocked. And Brian Hunt can't be here today, so let's continue. Today's guest, we have Mike Sarge. So let's get to know a little bit about yourself. Mike, share with the group, share with the audience, please.
Sure. Well, first I want to start off by saying, hey, just thank you for having me. I really appreciate the time. So for anyone that doesn't know who I am, I go by the name of Mike Sarge. So currently I am active duty military. I've been in for about 14 years, going on 15. And so leading people and providing people insights on how to develop their teams or how to better engage. Or honestly, if we're just being honest, just practical ways to be better at leading. And that goes beyond just your job, right? How do you be a better leader at home, in your relationships, as an entrepreneur, as a creative? So I touch all of those things. And then outside of the uniform, I'm an award-winning music artist who I've had the opportunity to have my stuff with brands with Gatorade and Apple TV and Ford. And so I've had some great opportunities, but in those opportunities, it's allowed me to do a lot of keynote opportunities. And it's allowed me to talk to really everyone on, hey, how do I bring my best self to work as a leader, as a entrepreneur, as a creative, a dad, friend, etc. So I'm here just trying to help out everyone in the best way that I can. So that's a little bit about me.
No, hey, first of all, that's awesome. That's perfect. You're in the right space. That's exactly what we want here. We're here to take care of veterans, of course. If there's entrepreneurs listening that are not a veteran, say, well, hey, you're here. You might as well stay tuned and listen to the great goodness of what veterans can bring to business, what veterans can bring to your organization, regardless if you're going from a manager level all the way up to a board of director level. Here you go, Mike Sarge, award-winning musician, but also a person on leadership who talks about it, who lives it, who breathes it. So would you mind sharing a let's first go into your service for a minute. What's your MOS? So maybe the audience can relate a little bit. We can hear about, a little bit about you.
Yeah. So I am in the United States Air Force. I'm an intel guy, right? So, working on computers and making sure that, hey, I do what I signed up to do, which is serve our country and protect our troops, especially when they're downrange. I mentioned earlier, I've been in for about 14 years. But honestly, man, my career started off a little rocky. And what I mean by rocky is I felt like when I first got started, I didn't really have the leadership and structure around me that I felt like I needed. So originally I felt like, man, I'm going to do my enlistment. I'm going to do my first 6 years and I'm going to be out of here. Right. And what ended up changing that whole mentality, that whole mindset for me was the fact that I got someone that cared. I got someone that was invested in me, not just invested in me as in like, I want to make sure you're just doing your job and I want to make sure that this mission is getting done, but they were invested in me, the person. They wanted to know how like Mike was doing. They wanted to know, okay, hey, what are your goals, man? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do, while also pushing me and holding me accountable by saying, hey, you said this was a goal. What are you doing to get there? Okay, hey, we got these milestones we got to hit at the end of the month as an organization, as a team. All right, what are you doing? Are you providing the things that we need to our customers, to our partners? Are you networking? And what does that look like? And so that changed my entire trajectory of my career, just based off someone allowing me to not only bring myself to work, but going, oh wait, he's got this skill set and we don't have this skill set on our team. Like, how can we utilize this person to be better as an organization, but also just be better people, right? And so I've taken that and I've basically put it on steroids, and I've figured out, hey, how can I better make sure that as a team, we're getting the work done, we're getting the job done, but what talents am I not tapping into? What motivations am I not tapping into? For some people, there might be why the money, the paycheck they want to promote. All right, cool. But that may not be someone else's why. Someone else may have joined your organization because they want to take care of their family, or they want to get their degree. They want to get that dream home, that dream car. And so as a leader, I found it especially important to figure out what people's why is. And so, man, like joining the military was huge for me, not just from a structure perspective, but I also got the opportunity to be around other leaders and other people that just get it. And so my hope and my goal is to continue that legacy on.
Mike, I can see and I can tell, like, in your DNA as you speak, you're so like passionate about it. it's like your heart and soul's into this leading and into this journey. So in this journey, would you mind sharing? Because I'm sure that you've had a couple downs, but you've had so many great wins, right? Would you mind sharing a little bit about this journey so, maybe our audience can understand it's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? Like there's it's a little bit up and down, and you want to capitalize. If you could just share a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Man, I think in anyone's journey that's worth talking about, there's the highs and the lows, right? You think
That's
about your
right.
favorite movies, like they're great to you because like just think about the hero, right? The hero has the journey where they're trying to figure out where they are, they're trying to figure out their place, and then there's either the villain or some traumatic experience that happens,
Yep.
and then that's the moment where they have to figure out, are you gonna get up or are you gonna stay down? And I'm no different in that. I'd say like just two quick examples that come to my mind on the highs and the lows. A high was a part of that high was the supervisor I was referring to. His name is Sergeant McMahon. I'll never forget that man. But the reason why he's in my high isn't just because he took care of me, but there was I didn't mention is personality wise, me and him were very different. We were different. Like I'm from like Atlanta, he's from like this countryside from in Indiana, and so we were just completely different.
Wait a minute now. I'm in Indiana right now. I just want to point that
Nothing
out.
wrong with Indiana. Nothing, no hate. There's no hate here. But we were just
No, but your
different.
point is that a lot of times you come from different universes, and in the military, that's what's so great about the organization is you got folks from like inner city New York who never had a driver's license. They're like, you gotta learn how to drive a Humvee. What? And you gotta be
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, you don't have a license?
Right.
Well, I guess you're a gunner today. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have to learn this.
It's and this is why we give him so much credit, because like me being from a city, the things I knew and the way that I interacted was much different from how he interacted and how he viewed
Yeah.
particular things. But he opened my lens in particular ways, and I'm sure I did that for him too. But the reason why I mentioned that
Yes.
is good for me, especially when it comes to experience, is because there are going to be times when you're in rooms that you're not accustomed to. And
Yeah.
because me and him had so many just transparent, open conversations, that now when I'm in a room where I'm expected to be the leader and other viewpoints are coming in that I'm just not used to hearing, I may not have the answer to it all, but now I'm at least comfortable knowing, hey, I don't have to have the answer. Like that's the beautiful
Right.
thing about getting the different perspectives is when you walk in as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a creative, like opening it up to your team allows you to be better. And so like that
Right.
was like a definite like pro in my journey of just like being able to be like just taking all these experiences and these insights. It was just really cool for me. I think a downside, I don't even say a downside. I think just like a bump, I'll say that I
Well said.
hit is I had to realize that not all burdens or concerns or problems or issues are mine to carry, right? And I think
said.
that it's easy as a leader when you get put in a position, regardless of career field, when you get put in a position or you get that new role, you got your own office, people are coming to you, you're getting all the emails, you got to be at all the meetings, like everything's on you essentially. It's very easy to just take it in, like take all of it on. And then when there's a misstep, when there's a speed bump, you take it personally, like I'm the reason this didn't happen. Or I gave this viewpoint, this opinion, this idea, and it was taken well, and now it's my fault. And I had to find my way to go like, hey, when you set a boundary and someone say negatively responds to that, that's not on you. That's not on you. It's on you to set the boundary. But however someone else interacts with you or how they respond to it, that's not on you. And I think that sometimes we as leaders we that. So I did that a lot early, and that's just like a lesson that I had to learn, to where I go, all right, you know what? I gave you this project. It didn't go as I thought. All right, but guess what? This can be a learning lesson. I've always heard that like something doesn't go well, that's not a no. It might just be not now. It might just be
Exactly.
a delay.
Exactly.
And so like
Yes.
those are the two situations that I think of. I think of just him and how he helped me elevate, but I also think about the things that I had to learn upon.
That's an awesome story. I really appreciate you sharing it. You know, what I also heard from you in that story is it's a journey. It takes time. You know, developing one's character, developing one's moral compass, developing one's, the way they see themselves from an outward perspective, regardless if you're in the military or out, you grow sometimes into these jobs. And when you grow into the jobs, you grow into a profession, you're determining, like, you're, being mindful of it, knowing, hey, this is how I'm growing, and this is what I want to be perceived as, and being that right person to be perceived as. So if I want to be a person of character, a person of moral courage, person with personal courage, I have to be that person. I have to hold myself to that standard. But more importantly, surround myself by a team of people who can help to it, help coach me, help mentor me. And also on that journey, I'm mentoring and coaching other folks as well. And I think that's what I'm hearing from you. And it sounds like you're on a fantastic journey right now. And I'm thankful that today we get a piece of part of it. So let me ask a couple more questions, if I may.
Sure.
Forgive me, it's snowing out here in
you're
Indiana
good.
today.
It's hot everywhere. Trust
Yeah.
me, it's hot everywhere.
So one thing you said, though, I also want to bring up is, so a little bit about me for 1 second. I came in the Army as a private, and I retired as a lieutenant colonel. So I like to think that I was kind of a Mustang, kind of went through the ranks, and I had the opportunity to switch over and learn about from one side of the pendulum to the other. And in that journey, I remember coming in and like basic training, and you have folks from, like you just said, from like LA, and I thought LA was LA, California. No, they're like Lower Alabama. Like, wait a minute, is that a thing? They're like, yes, that's a thing, and we're from there. So like the point you're bringing up is what's so awesome is, like, where else in the world would you have the opportunity to bring folks from all around the US and the world? There's a lot of folks who come to the US who join the military, who want to earn their citizenship. And at the same point, you're learning from them. And in the intelligence community, I'm sure you see quite a bit of it, right? Folks who speak different languages. Hey, this is great. Let's utilize the skill set and capitalize on what they bring to the table. Seeing the best in everyone is what I think helps us be a dynamic leader. And it sounds like you're doing that. Would you mind sharing a little bit about your music career and maybe anything about the business side you'd like to share with the audience?
Oh, sure. There's more on the side of music than people really realize. So when I originally just started doing music, I was just having fun, like, to be honest with you. So I'm a hip hop artist. And so I was just having fun, finding beats, writing lyrics to them. It was a good thing. And then there was a point where I noticed that my music was impacting people, and where people would say, hey, like that song, like, I relate to that. Like, thanks, I appreciate it. And so then I started taking it more seriously. I was doing open mic events, and I mean constantly throughout the week. So I'd work a 12-hour shift as an E3, E4, and then as soon as I get off, I'm later at night, I'm going downtown to go perform, And so, because that's how badly I did, and I started getting better and getting better.
But look at the skill set you picked up from that. You're talking in front of people, you're developing yourself, even as a PFC, a specialist at the time, and you're teaching yourself skills that folks don't pick up till later in life. So this is amazing. This is about the perception. This is about 99% perspiration, working hard and making it happen. Sorry to cut you off. It's just such a great story that I'd rather just kind of inject and share highlights.
For sure. No, so like I got that experience. I'm on stages, some nights I'm doing great. Other nights I'm like, wow, I got to get much, much better. Well, it got to the point where when I would get done, I'd have other artists come up to me and say like, hey, I need help with this. Like, you seem to have figured some of this out. And I'm thinking like, I have not figured this out, right? So what I did was I kept getting the same questions about kind of like the business, like how do you perform on stage? How do you avoid writer's block? All that other stuff. So I started a YouTube channel, and I started answering these questions in videos, and then I would share it out to the locally. Fast forward like 3 years later, it started doing well enough to where now I think I'm sitting just under 7,000 subscribers on that YouTube channel.
Wow.
And because I was doing topics that were different from most, I'd say, business folks in the music industry. Most of the music industry videos on YouTube are how to get 1,000 followers, how to build a fan base. And I was doing things that were more personal, like, hey, how do you continue doing what you love when your friends and family don't support you, right?
Wow.
And so this is getting me to the business side. Business, no matter what industry, is about solving problems. No matter what you do, no matter what your role, position is, it's about solving problems. And so I was solving a problem for people. And because I was solving a problem for people, you're then not only showing that you're just a solid individual and a good human being by helping others, but also now you've built something that leaders I don't want them to miss out on, is that's trust. Trust is everything in a work center. Trust is everything in an organization, everything on a team. Whether you got a team of 5 to 10 people or 500, or the team could just be you and your spouse, you and your friends group. Trust is everything, but you don't build trust unless you solve problems, you solve issues. And so that's what I was doing within music. And so I started, fast forward a little bit more, I started getting picked for conferences and symposiums and things like that, where I'm sitting on a panel and I'm like the youngest person on there. I probably got the least amount of experience, but I'm saying things that are completely different from what's normal. So I'll give you one example. I very much am a person that says, hey, I want you to bring the best version of yourself to work. And you know how I just mentioned about solving a problem? Well, one of the problems I have helping to solve is, well, what happens when you feel like you're not good enough? Leaders feel this all the time in the business world. Like imposter syndrome, that's a real thing. In the military, that's a real thing. And so my response to them is, and this is me to the music artist at first, well, hey, the music's not even about you. It's not about you. It's about the people that are going to be listening to your music. See, like us making the music is what helped us heal.
That's right.
Like that was our medicine. Us releasing it to the world is us passing the medicine on to everyone else. And so I say the same thing about leadership. I say the same thing about business. You have to show up because you don't know if the younger version of you is in the room. You don't know who's dealing with the things that you're bringing up. So when you're in the room and you feel like, man, I feel like I should be in the room. This person's much smarter. She's more articulate. He's better at this. He's got the least amount of experience. Guess what? But there's only one version of you in that room. There's only one you that can say things the way that you say it. There's only one person in that room that has the experience that you have, and that's you. So the business side is everywhere, man. The business side is laced in everything. I just come at it at a little bit of a different way. I don't really talk about like leadership theory as much as I do leadership practicality in the way that we do things. And so that's just me, man. Like whether it's music, military, business, that's how I am.
I mean, it's awesome because you're sharing your experience, your journey in leadership. That's awesome. Would you, real quickly, I have to mention, so I did talk to Ryan before today, and we had a good conversation this morning, and we talk. I don't know if you noticed that we talk a lot. I mean, we're good friends. I mean, I go to Chicago, he comes out here, and we're all about trying to raise up veterans. We're all about not just raising them up, but how to at a grandiose level, how can we coach, man? How can we mentor? How can we develop? But then we realize, you know what? We only have our own experiences, our own education. So taking like this moment, you sharing your journey, you're sharing your experience, I hope, and it will someone, and I appreciate you sharing it. And also at the Veteran Social Summit, I heard you're going to share it again. You're on the main stage. I think that's awesome.
Yes, I'm
so
excited.
Last year, they had 25 speakers. 1,000 participants. This year we're on track for 69 speakers, and you're on the main stage. Whew. Mike Sarge, that says something about you today. Whew. That says something to you.
That is
incredible.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm really excited, and I think there's something to be said about when you have platforms and venues that is just bringing everyone together and saying like, hey, we're just here to support each other. We're just here to make each other better. That's exciting.
I think, as veterans, there's a lot out there that's kind of against us. And I think we have to go out of our way to create convergent experiences for other veterans. We have to, because no one's going to do it for us. So we have to do it to help each other. So on that note, can you share a tune with us today?
Oh, man. Yeah. Like what do you need from me? Like what do you need from me?
Let me share a little bit about myself. So we come in Veggie.
Okay.
I live in Indiana. Yes, not from here, from Connecticut. But long story short, I came here and I opened up a nonprofit. It's called American Heroes Equine Connection to help veterans with PTSD and gardening and ranching, all the different therapies. And at the end of the day, I've only been out of the Army a year and like 4 months. And 2 years ago, I almost died. I had a pulmonary embolism, plural, and pneumonia. Like my whole body almost shut down because I'm in the Army, you learn to be such a hard charger. You learn to always push, never look back. As a leader, you eat less. That's a thing. As a leader, sometimes you drink less too. As a leader, you go to sleep less. I mean, that's part of our journey. It's troops are never hungry. They're never angry. They're never lonely. They're always going to be tired because that's what we roll. But at the end of the day, we try to set the right conditions. And on my own journey, I created this profit, and me almost dying. It was just as you said. It was the healing. They healed me, these horses, and my family healed us. And now we're helping other veterans and first responders. So I share that experience with you with two guys, who's been serving for, like you said, for well over a decade. And here's a fellow brother in arms who almost died at the end of his service. So pick a song that could put us on our healing moment.
Oh man, a song that will put us in a healing moment.
Something you got.
Man, so is it or just music in general?
It's up to you. Pick something that resonates with you in this moment. And if you're afraid, we can edit this part.
Oh no,
we can certainly edit this part.
No, you're cool. So there are two that come to mind. One's mine, one's not. Funny enough, Marvin Gaye's "Ain't No Mountain High" comes to my mind, and I think it's because that song, though it feels very, very positive, if anyone's paying attention to the words itself, it's saying like, hey, regardless of highs or lows, we're gonna make it through. And so like for me, like that song comes to my mind. And then a song that I've done, it's called Celebrate. It's a song that I released on my birthday to say that, hey, let's not take life for granted. Regardless of your day or how your month went or how your relationships are going, or whether or not you hit your New Year's resolutions this year or not, you're here. Like you're in a better place. You may not like the place that you're in currently, but there are other people that are for what you have. I think sometimes we complain about family, and there are people that lost family members last year. There are times we complain about our job or our boss, and there are people that have been wanting our job, or at least something, even some of them want half of our paycheck just so they can take care of themselves, right? And so that song is just celebrating every day like it could be your last. So those are the two songs that come to my mind.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, thank you for that. And your goals, in your business. I'm just going to jump around. In the Army calls frequency. How I'm going to jump around for a second. So in goals for the next year, for the rest of this year, what are some? Maybe it's your music career, leadership walk. What are some of those big milestones that you're going to try to tackle, this year? And it sounds like you're going to make the Air Force a career, right?
Yeah.
So what are some of these goals that are going to keep you and set you up for success when it's time for you to transition?
For sure. One of them, I'll do a kind of exclusive thing. So one of them is releasing my book this year.
Wow! Yeah, right here, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here. Mike Sarge dropping his book.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you.
That is.
You gotta tell me when to publish this.
Whenever you guys are ready to push it, you push it, man. You go for it. I'm about the book, and just you have just a little bit of context, and it leads to the rest of my goals. So when I got to the point where I was doing more conversations like this in the military, I noticed I was getting called and asked to run leadership workshops. And like even 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be at in Ohio for a learning symposium where I'm speaking on the importance of storytelling as a leader.
Which part?
Dayton.
Brother, you're 45 minutes from me.
Oh, really?
Next week.
Really?
Next week?
So not this coming week, but the week after.
Okay, if I'm here, we gotta connect.
Okay, most definitely. So how important that was. So me and a buddy of mine, he's a captain out in Florida. We started a platform called Create Force. It's spelled CRE8, and essentially we do interviews. We talk to people. I know most people call it a podcast. It's really not a podcast. What we do is we create content, whether it's an interview or tutorial-based conversations for leaders and for people that are trying to elevate, basically personal development, right? What's funny about that is it spells the number 8, but the 8 represents the 8 pillars that make you the best version of yourself. And so I decided that like it was going to have pillars were going to be heavy in my book, because I haven't really explained it to many people. But those 8 pillars are also what have allowed me to be the person that I am today.
Love it.
From a physical standpoint, a leadership standpoint, spiritual, mental, all those things. And I'm literally breaking those things down for people. And I'm not a very open person. So my book, that's one of my goals. And then also continuing to push, create on a bigger stratosphere in regards to me talking on platforms like this, me helping out veterans, me reaching out to other branches to see, hey, do you someone to come in and talk to your leaders? I care about how many people like it. I'm about how many people did I impact that day? And hopefully, does revenue come? Does it follow it after I get out? Sure, that would be great. But right now, like my goals are really the 2 years is, hey, how many people can I impact with where I am, whether that's rank wise, whether that's positionally, how can I do that for as long as I can before I eventually hang up the uniform? And that's my focus.
I think I draw a point. I mean, I love the logic, the synergy, the flow, the interconnectedness. I mean, this is a living business plan that you're sharing. And more importantly, it's not just about dropping the book, it's about sharing those lessons, those ups, those downs, what helped form and mold and what really helped solidify who Mike Sarge is, right? And taking those skills, those key attributes, and helping uplift others. So when they're going through their life, they're like, hey, you know what? I didn't think of this pillar. Wow, this is actually this is awesome. Hey, when you publish that book, you got to let me know, because
I got you.
Obviously we're going to do a big push for you. We're going to help edit and push this out and like support Mike Sarge.
Thank you.
Absolutely, without anything's needed. Also Business Navigators. My consulting started up a thing. It's called Coaches Network. And we'll have to talk more, but anyone listening, if you're a veteran, we're looking to hire you to be a coach in our network. And our goal is to help bring the customers to you and help you share your experiences and coach them on your and their time. And the reason we do that is because, like I said, and I think I said it earlier, I left the military. I went to go work for a Fortune 500 company. They conducted massive layoff. I got laid off. And now interviewing. I'm like, you know what? We have so much to offer. Let me create a business that can not only help our tribe, but can help me. Because when I'm helping others, I'm healing too. When I see it's like when I'm with my tribe, I'm healing. And I think that the military has our tribe has so much to offer that folks starting their maybe are not military. There's so many lessons they can learn from us. Not to mention a lot of the business world is based upon the military's principles. Simple things like, let's hold an after action review, AAR. Well, at the end of the day, let's do it. PMP, project management professionals, take this stuff in their consideration. Let's hold a stand up for 15 minutes or an hour to get blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what they do. They teach this, but it's organic to what it is we do every day. And I think we have a lot to offer with our tribal knowledge of leadership, our tribal knowledge of crisis action, and our tribal knowledge of just helping others in their personal development. I think could go a long way. And having folks like you center stage really helps, carries that torch forward, in my opinion. So I'm so excited to hear about your book. I can't wait to do a push to support you on it. And I think you're in the right space. I mean, this is veterans taking care of veterans, taking care of veterans, taking care of veterans. So even though you're Air Force and I'm Army, we're all in it together.
Hey, we're in the same fam. We in the same family. We pick fun, but hey, at the end of the day, we all know everyone has everyone, and we that hey, we got a job to do. So
I love it. Hey, so I would love the opportunity to catch up with you again, another time in the future. How far do you think your book is?
What do we? Man, we're in July already. That's crazy. That's so crazy that we're already in July. If it was up to me, I would have it out by September. Like if it was up to me. But obviously,
you should get it out before Veterans Day. Get it out before Veterans Day.
That's
big
what I'm
push,
thinking.
great opportunity.
That's what I'm thinking.
In my opinion.
Yeah, because obviously we got to make sure we have the marketing and all that other stuff. And so, Yep.
All right, I'm going to say a couple words and then I'm going to cut off the camera.
Yeah.
So stop the recording. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Mike Sarge. Listen, please follow Mike Sarge. He's on all social media. If you haven't downloaded his music from iTunes, do so today. Keep an eye out for his book. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your personal life. It's going to change your team. It's going to change your organization. So I'm telling you today, keep an eye out on it and look for it around Veterans Day of 2025. Mike Sarge, any last words?
No, hey, for anyone that's been listening, hey, thank you for bringing yourself to wherever arena that you're in, whether that's home, job, etc. Please keep being yourself, being true self, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I love all of you guys.
Mike Sarge, where can they find you if they're looking for you in the future?
Oh, if they're looking for me, hey, you can type in MikeSarge.com. That is the easiest way to find me. If you need to reach out to me, contact me. And I'm also on all social media sites. That's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. But if you want to know where I'm at, I'm most active on Instagram. If you want to just holler at me or talk to me. So yes, but MikeSarge.com, that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Mike Sarge, thank you for coming today. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch this video or other videos like it, please go to thebusinessnavigators.com. You'll see it on our website. We have a podcast section. Otherwise, look up Strategy Unlocked on YouTube. Thank you for attending today.
Please like, follow, subscribe, and share. Need a top-notch business consulting firm? Book a free consultation.